This is Melissa again, and I just wanted to walk you through the last step. Uh, I want to say that um, I'm not an expert in all the different types of photo programs, so please don't grill me on this, but I use Google Photos. It works for me. It's very simple and it's free. And these are features that you can find on pretty much any editing program, any sort of photo editing program. And as you can see, I take many pictures, like I had said earlier, because sometimes what might look fine in the small screen, when you go to put it on the big computer screen, looks awful, or there's some weird flaw or something. So you can see I've got some projects I'm doing, getting ready to teach in some classes for Port Townsend School of the Arts. And there's a logo thing going on. Don't get me started about vectors, but I did that. And some products, packaging things, and many pictures of my horse. This is Hawthorne. He's so cute. Okay, back into into this. I'm going to start off with this little square painting that I did. And if you look along the bottom of the screen, kind of in the middle, from the little lines that go back and forth, I'm going to click onto that. That means it's the editing thing. And then if you look again on the very bottom, and I'm going to ignore all those things. Those are all like filters and stuff that I can do to make it like, look, whatever. Horrible. Okay, and then the auto. Oh my god, the auto is the worst. Sometimes the auto adjust feature is nice, but not in this case. And actually, I feel really good about, because I took I feel good about the lighting and the color balance on this. I took this in good lighting conditions, so we should be fine. Then on the very bottom of the screen, on the right hand side, there's this little kind of, looks almost like a little X thingy, little circle arrows going around it. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to rotate it to the orientation I want it to. And I really have to stress, for your long-suffering arts organizers will thank you. They spend hours cropping and also making sure that the orientation is correct, and especially in a painting like this, where frankly, if I hadn't have done this painting, I would have no idea which way this goes up. So don't get butthurt if your painting is upside down or something. They're doing the best they can, and actually a lot of arts places will be like, nope, if they even have to do one thing, because this is one of those things that just, it might only take you a minute to do that, but if you're doing that for 50 people, 100 people, each person is taking a minute or two, all of a sudden you're up until 3 a.m. And so really try to spare them that. So I'm going to click this just to the left of the done button on the right. There's this little thing that just says alt flip. That means I'm going to rotate it. And so I'm going to rotate it till I get it where I want it to be. And I'm like, okay, there it is. I had a moment there. Now, if you look on the left-hand side, there is this little sort of proportion box. It looks like it's a box. And because this is a square painting, I'm going to pick the square thing. I'm just going to make sure that that's selected now. Yep. And depending on the proportions of the painting, you may or may not want to use that. But what's really nice about this is now it's like kind of a no-brainer. And then what I can do is I can move the painting around. And I'm just going to make the argument too that, like, when you go to frame something, or mat it or whatever, you are going to lose a little bit of an edge of the painting. So I feel pretty much in integrity with that. You can also do this, adjust the alignment. And yeah, I use, these are all features that I use pretty regularly, even with a photograph of a painting that I'm pretty happy with. Okay. And then when you feel pretty good about it, which I do, I'm going to click the done, and then I'm going to click the save. And yes, I will allow it to modify. Now, because I take multiple copies of photographs or of my paintings, I don't worry too much. But if you only have one, I would, try to get it to like save a copy, or, I don't want to fall down that rabbit hole too much. But so there's that. And that pretty much covers what you need to know. That's what you need to know. There you go. Ha. Thank you so much for watching, and I just wish you all the best in photographing your work, and I know that everybody's really excited for the upcoming members show. One thing too, that Debbie and Aline were saying to me too, is because the only way to see your work right now is online. So you must be sure that like you're really putting your best foot forward, especially if you're hoping to sell some of your work. And you know, but I think even regardless of where you're coming at it from, um, just feeling really good about your work and not having to feel like, oh, it's blurry, I was in a rush or something like that, or and so that people can really enter the dialogue of it, because I really feel like right now it's just so important to share the work, to share what you're doing. I know that creativity, there's such a hunger for that, and it's something that makes people happy, and especially right now, we need some happiness. All right. Happy arting. Have a great day. Thanks again.